Welcome back, my mobile gaming friends, to my weekly roundup of the most interesting games I played last week, spending just a minute of your day per game with my favorite of the week at the end of the video. This week, we'll be diving headfirst into a unique dice-throwing RPG game, a tactical turn-based RPG that's still in closed beta, the world's oldest mobile MMORPG from all the way back in 2003, and lastly, a game that perfectly mixes football with Clash Royale-style gameplay elements. There's a lot to get into, and I hope you'll enjoy the video, so let's just get started with the first game. Dice Hunter Dicemancer Quest is a tactical turn-based RPG where we continuously roll 6 dice to defeat row after row of enemies. Each die has a special ability and a combination of attack, defense, lightning, and star sights, all of which are used during combat, and because some dice have more attack sights than others have, some dice are better suited for offensive play, and this adds a very nice strategic layer to the game. New dice unlock through a gacha-like system which makes the game heavily pay-to-progress faster, with existing dice upgraded for gold, which is a resource very scarcely provided through campaign missions or, again, bought through in-app purchases. The game is very grindy, and an energy system limits the play session length to just about an hour at a time, and unlocking the rarest dice feels as good as impossible if we don't spend money on the game, which is a real shame, by the way, since the core gameplay loop is good fun and I've been really enjoying it. The game requires online access, it takes up 300 MB of space, it's out on Android and on iOS, and my conclusion is that the game is worth checking out because of its unique gameplay, and if you like these types of games, consider checking out Dice Mage 2 as well, which is another really fun dice-themed game with a much more relaxed monetization. Dawn of the Dragon's Ascension offers a unique tactical turn-based RPG combat experience that has us face enemies from a first-person perspective, and we defeat them by dragging our heroes' abilities to the 3x3 grid that the enemies are positioned on. Between levels and raids, we complete quests to level up, we unlock new heroes, we upgrade existing ones, and we equip new gear to become much stronger. However, I was disappointed to find that the game is insanely grindy. It features multiple items only acquirable through in-app purchases, it has an energy system, although energy replenishes very quickly in this game at least, and that the in-app purchases go all the way up to $350. I've never seen that before in any mobile game. The game requires online access, it takes up 338 MB of space, it's available on Android in a beta version, and it should soon release on iOS as well, and my conclusion is that while the game is unique and the core gameplay is really fun, I can't truly recommend a game that has in-app purchases that go all the way up to $350 unless you're already a huge fan of the Dawn of the Dragon series. TibiaME Mobile Edition is the world's oldest mobile MMORPG, initially releasing all the way back in 2003 for the Nokia 3650, and it's still around till this day. I checked it out because it's part of mobile gaming history, but the age of this game is really starting to show. There are only 2 classes, a warrior and a wizard. The UI is horrible and doesn't utilize the large smartphone screens we have these days. The controls are so-so, the combat is repetitive with very few abilities and lots of normal attacks, leveling is grindy, and equipping new gear doesn't actually change the appearance of our character. It is, however, nice to see an MMORPG that has monsters drop loot directly to the ground, that can be played in landscape and in portrait mode, where we can do whatever we want whenever we want to, and that actually has PvP content. At the end of the day, though, a $5 in-app purchase is more or less required every single month to unlock the full game. It's a subscription, much like we see in RuneScape, but in addition to that, we also have in-app purchases to acquire Platinum, which is the game's premium currency, and that makes the game heavily pay to win, or at the very least pay to progress faster, which is such a huge shame because this game could have been a great game for old school MMO fans. If you like the overall premise though, I would suggest checking out the PC version of Tibia, which is supposed to be much better and actually has a very active Reddit community as well. The game requires online access, it takes up 125 MB of space, it's available on Android and on iOS, and if you're a fan of old school MMORPGs, you could consider giving it a go, although I predict that most of you, just like me, will get frustrated with the really bad UI rather quickly. Saga Royale is essentially a turn-based football version of Clash Royale, where we build a deck of players, we pick a formation on the playing field, and then we head into 1v1 real-time PvP matches. The gameplay is both fun and unique, and each player has unique stats, abilities, and a mana cost, which means that there's actually quite a bit of depth and strategy involved in setting up your team in this game. My main frustration with this game is that just like in real-life football, matches sometimes do drag out without anyone really scoring, but at the same time, this is what makes finally scoring all the more exciting. exciting. The game prompts us to buy in-app purchases relatively often, but just like in Clash Royale, since everything is unlocked through loot boxes, we can eventually grind our way to the best characters. It's just going to take a while. What this means is that the game is best played casually, as competing with the top players will require a lot of grinding or require you to spend real-life money on the game. Despite this monetization though, the game actually does succeed at innovating on the core gameplay experience, which I'm very pleased to see, as it's really not often we see a developer daring to try something new in the mobile space. The game requires online access, it takes up 301 megabytes of space, it's available on Android and on iOS, and if you're looking for an interesting take on a football game, I would definitely recommend taking Saga Royale for a spin, as the core gameplay makes this my favorite game of the week. Thank you very much for watching till the end of this video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. Let me know if you like any of these games in the comment section down below, or what your favorite game this week is. And most importantly, until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.